Hi, my name is Ben, and today I'm going to answer the question, how do we know Jesus was real? Many people will tell you that Jesus isn't real, right? It's just a myth, it's just a legend, right? Never actually existed. However, that is not true, and I will attempt to prove that in this video. My goal is not to prove that Jesus was the Son of God in this video, but merely to prove that he did, beyond a doubt, at least exist. The primary source we can use to prove the existence of Jesus is, of course, the Bible. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, well, that doesn't count. Come on, it's a religious document. You can't use that. Okay, well, do keep in mind that the Bible is considered a very historically accurate work by both Christian and non-Christian scholars alike. Books such as the 1st and 2nd Kings or 1st and 2nd Chronicles have been regarded as exceptionally accurate record keeping, and large portions of the Bible are treated as historically fact. Okay? Now, obviously, this is not the case when it comes to the Gospels, but something that, at least to me, indicates that Jesus may have existed is how harmonious the Gospels are with each other, right? They all tell the same story and the same message. Now, it is true that there are slight variations in the Gospels, right? Like, in one Gospel, Jesus might have said this after he went here. In the other Gospel, he said it before he went there, right? Like, little variations like that. But I think you have to allow some variations, right? Because nobody tells the same story exactly the same way, right? If I tell a story and then you tell it, even though it's the same story with the same meaning, it may have slight variations, right? So I think the fact that the Gospels have slight variations in them, but the same overall message and meaning is a strong indicator that they are telling the truth. The Gospel writers are telling what they believed happened. They did believe that Jesus existed. So the Gospels and the Bible as a whole, though it doesn't singularly prove that Jesus existed, it is a strong indicator that Jesus did exist. Another piece of evidence supporting the existence of Jesus, which if you are non-Christian you may find to be more credible than the Bible, are the writings of several Jewish historians who speak of a man called Jesus of Nazareth. One of the more famous of these documents is a book by Flavius Josephus, a Jewish historian, who speaks of a man named Jesus of Nazareth who was crucified by Pontius Pilate, just like the Bible says. Now, I think this is important not just because these writings confirm what the Gospels say, but also because it comes from a Jewish source, right? Because consider the circumstances at this time, right? Jews viewed Christianity as a threat because Christianity preached the New Covenant and said the Old Covenant, aka Judaism, was outdated and invalid, right? So, of course, Jews didn't like that, and that's why the religious leaders of Judaism tried to convince Pilate to kill Jesus, right? Or if you believe what the Gospels say, they tried that and, of course, succeeded. So, if Jesus is a myth, why would Jewish historians be confirming his existence? That, to me, makes zero sense and is another strong piece of evidence that Jesus did indeed at least exist. Now, if you're not convinced by that, do keep in mind that there are also several Roman historians who speak of a Jesus of Nazareth. And I think that's very interesting because to Rome and Roman historians, Israel was a country of very little consequence. So the fact that Roman historians took the time to speak about Jesus of Nazareth indicates that not only did he exist, right? I think we can say that safely now, Jesus did exist, but also that Jesus must have been a character of very great influence or importance, or at least regionally, right? So, that is right in line with what the Gospels say. And you can read the Roman historians, you can read the Jewish historians. Nothing they say contradicts the Gospels, right? Everything is in line. There are no major contradictions between any historical accounts of Jesus, which is a strong indicator that Jesus existed again, right? That's, I think, pretty obvious at this point, but also Jesus must have been some sort of religious leader who had a great influence. I think we can safely establish that from these sources. One final piece of evidence that I think shows not only that Jesus existed, but also that he was the Son of God, or at least he convinced a lot of people that he was the Son of God, was that many of his earliest followers, particularly the apostles, were willing to lay down their lives to proclaim that he was the Son of God and that he was real and his teachings were true. So, for example, let's look at St. Paul. St. Paul was a Jewish man who, after he, if you believe the Bible, had a vision of Jesus and spoke with Jesus, he converted to Christianity and then spent the rest of his life proclaiming the Gospels. And he was beaten several times, he was whipped multiple times, and eventually he was killed in Rome for proclaiming the Gospels, for proclaiming that Jesus was the Son of God. And it wasn't just St. Paul, right? There was St. Peter or St. Andrew. Most of the apostles were killed, right, or punished for proclaiming the Gospels. And several other early followers. There are dozens out there, and I encourage you to look them up if you don't know about them. But anyways, the fact that all these men and women were willing to give their lives for Jesus and his teachings meant that they truly believed what Jesus was saying. They truly believed in Jesus and that he was the Son of God. All right, so if there's something I want you to take away from this video today, it's this. First off, Jesus existed. I think that's not debatable, right? There's numerous sources across all kinds of different religions and cultures saying that yes, Jesus did exist. So Jesus as a man existed. Furthermore, we know he must have been a notable figure, right, with a large following that was willing to lay down their life for his teachings, right? Hundreds of people truly believed, or at least hundreds of people truly believed that he was the Son of God, okay? So even if you don't believe he was the Son of God, and, I think that's a video for another time, but he certainly presented himself as the Son of God, and a lot of people believed that. So again, Jesus is real, and I think there's strong evidence to show that he was the Son of God, but that's, for another video. But anyways, that's all I've got for today. Thank you and God bless. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.